Hey guys, what's up? So the next poem I'll be reading is 377, and this is called The Ideal Man. This is new. I wrote it today. It's about someone who keeps coming across a gentleman who does all these kind acts, opening a door for a mother, helping a homeless, and breaking up a fight. Above all this, his physical appearance makes it easier to be drawn to him. But when they have a moment together, finally he realized that this man is nothing close to what he thought was ideal. And the attraction, well, it quickly fades. The ideal man. I was sitting at a little table outside the coffee shop, typing away, working on my next piece. A handsome gentleman opened the door for a lady, pushing a stroller. She smiled back at him for his kind generosity. As he went inside, he stood by the counter waiting for his turn as a register. There was a homeless woman sitting inside. One of the employees said that she couldn't be there. She was about to get up when that gentleman pulled out his wallet and gave her a $50 bill. This kind of actness made him more attractive to me. I smiled as he smiled back at me, and I went back to typing as my cheeks became rosy. 2 weeks after that, I bumped into him at the bar. I was with a friend. He was right next to a guy. I thought it was his boyfriend at first, but then I noticed that that guy that I thought was his partner getting into dispute with his actual boyfriend is starting to get really ugly. The words were getting louder, and the ideal man is a nickname my mind came up for him. Well, he broke up the fight. This act of kindness made him more attractive to me. I smiled as he smiled back at me. My cheeks became rosy. I went back to drinking my drink. 2 weeks after that was my last confrontation with him. It was actually at the bookstore. I was looking for an author. I couldn't find him. I asked the store employee for help. She directed me to the back. She took me to the spot, and ironically, the man was standing right there with the last copy. We looked at each other and laughed. I was wondering when I was going to bump into him again. We walked around the bookstore and talked for hours. He was even more attractive up close, those eyes, the arms, the smile. We walked by the magazine rack and pointed out the shirtless model on the GQ magazine. He kept going on and on about how him and how he loved to work out. I told him if he read any of the other books that the author of the book he had in his hand. He slightly chuckled and said the book wasn't for him, it was for his roommate. As we continued talking, I realized that we really didn't have that much in common, and that he was far from the ideal man that I thought. Sometimes we get caught up by the look, by an impression, by an act, or even by what someone tells us. But that doesn't mean that's who they really are. Who knows if there's a Prince Charming, but we have to find out if he really is first.